All right. Before you get started, I'm going to have you try number one first. The first warm problem. Okay, the first thing I will say is on your sheet, make this change. Angle 7 should be 10 degrees. Another thing I'll say is, here's a tip for this problem. Label all your angles that you're given first. Like angle 1 is 64, angle 2 is 46, angle 5 is 31 degrees, angle 7 is 10 degrees, 91, and 54. And then go in order. Go in order. Find angle 3, then 4, then 6, then 8. Okay. One thing I will say, or two things I'll say. Remember that the angles in a triangle, okay, the three angles in a triangle, their sum must be 180 degrees. Okay, that's key. Don't forget about vertical angles and linear pairs as well. Okay, so pause the video if you can. Pause it, and then pause it again. All right, let's take a look at it. I'm going to go over it now. If you're stuck, that's all right. Okay, hopefully you can at least find angle 3, knowing that 1, 2, and 3 have to add up to 180 degrees. So 1 plus 2 should give you 110. So 180 minus 110 is 70. Okay, so if you got stuck on how to find angle 4, well, remember that 3 and 4 are congruent. 3 and 4 are vertical angles. So if 3 is 70, then angle 4 is 70. All right, that might help you. If you want to pause now and try to keep going, go for it. If not, here we go. Before I find 6, I'm going to find angle 8 because 4 and 8 or 3 and 8 are supplementary. So if 4 is 70, then 8 has to be 110. And from there, you should be able to find the rest. Those are the two hardest ones, 4 and 8 to find. Okay, from there, it's just subtracting from 180 degrees. So if I want to find angle 6, I know that 4 plus 5 gives me 101. 101 or 180 minus 101 gives me 79 degrees. To find angle 8, I know that, to find angle 9, 7 plus 8, okay, is 120. 180 minus 120 gives me 60. Find angle 10, 91 plus 54 gives me 145. So angle 10 is 35 degrees. You really like these problems, okay? These are good problems. These will come up a lot in the future as well. All right, basically you're just using your vertical angles, your supplementary angles, and the fact that the triangle sum theorem as well. Let's try number 2. Number 2 is similar to something we did yesterday, so I'm just going to go back to it. This problem. Remember in this problem that from yesterday's notes that our exterior angle, so angle X, is equal to the sum of our remote interior angles, all right, or non-adjacent angles. So X was equal to 22 plus 44. So if I go back and label my problem here, I know that this is x squared plus 3x. I know that angle A is 8 degrees and this is 20 degrees. So I can set my exterior angle, the x squared plus 3x, equal to the sum of my non-adjacent angles, my remote interior angles. So the 8 plus the 20. So I get x squared plus 3x equals 28. So x squared plus 3x are going to have to factor. Minus 28 equals 0. And I want to find two numbers that multiply negative 28 and add to positive 3. Those numbers are positive 7 and negative 4. So x equals 4 and negative 7. Now, it says find x. We did. Find ABD and ABC. So if I plug, I want to make sure that my negative works. So if I plug in negative 7, do I get a positive answer? And you should actually know what ABD equals already, okay? Because our exterior angle, which is ABD, is equal to the sum of these two. So ABD should be 28. All right, so if I do this math correctly, I should get 28. So 7 squared, remember when you plug in negative 7 squared into your calculator, make sure to use parentheses. Otherwise, it'll give you negative 49. And it does check out. ABD does, I do get 28. So that means ABC, which is right here, ABD and ABC, these two angles here, they're supplementary. So I do 180 minus 28 to get 152 degrees. All right. It does turn out that both of these do work. And if I plug in 4 for my x, I will also get 28. 4 squared plus 3 times 4 is 16 plus 12, which gives me 28 as well. Okay, so I don't have to plug it in twice. I know my answers are, and these are my x values here. All right, last one of a problem is number 3. It's a problem with ratios. My suggestion is to draw a picture for yourself. Okay, and anytime you see ratios in geometry, all right, these problems come up a lot. You just put an x on the ratio. 2x, 3x, 5x. Okay, sometimes it's sides, sometimes it's angles. No matter what, throw an x on there. That'll help us with this problem. Because then, what do all 3 angles in a triangle have to add up to? What's their sum? It's 180 degrees. Some of you might have written 10x right away equals 180, and that's fine. Either way, you should get 18 for your x. Am I done? No, I gotta find each angle. How am I gonna find each angle? I'm gonna plug in my x value into every angle. That's an 8, sorry. So if I plug in 2 times 18, I get 36 degrees. 3 times 18, I get 54 degrees. And then 5 times 18, I get 90 degrees. Those are my 3 angles. All right, there is a second video for you to watch that goes over the lesson. If you have any questions, make sure to write them down for Thursday.